Hi, Ethan and Kaylin. I'm up here. Well, this is Grandma, see? I'm up here with Great Grandma and Grandpa, and I told them you were doing a study in school, Ethan, on hurricanes, and they had the experience of being in a hurricane this summer, even though it was in the middle of the country, and they wanted to tell you about it. Okay, so tell us what your first thought was when you saw it getting windy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Our first thought was looking out the front window, and all the beautiful trees along the street were laying on the ground.
Yeah. So how fast did it happen?
Well, even the weatherman wasn't aware of what this was going to be, and so we didn't have any warning, and nor did they. And at first I thought it was a tornado,
Yeah.
but obviously it wasn't. It was called a derecho.
Derecho.
Can you spell that for me?
D-O-R-E-C-H-E-E, I think.
Okay.
I think it's an O.
I'm not sure.
Derecho.
Okay. Well, I can't pronounce it, let alone
Derecho.
spell it.
Called
Derecho.
derecho.
There is an O at the end.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Ethan, that would be interesting for you to look up and let us know how you spelled that word.
Yeah.
So what else do you think? Tell me more about it.
The wind was terrible, at least 120 miles an hour.
120 miles an hour?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, we had two beautiful trees in our front yard, and the wind blew them both in half.
Wow.
So we lost them both.
And we had to have our roof replaced. It took off a lot of shingles from our roof, and the rain came in and ruined a bedroom and a walk-in closet because the ceiling fell in and all the insulation.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
And your grandma just finished cleaning it all up for us.
We're almost done.
Almost done.
She did a good job of
Yeah.
painting all the
Yeah.
walls.
Yes.
So, but when did that happen? How long ago?
March.
August
Oh, was it
2nd.
August?
It was,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
the first
that's
part
Seems
of
like
right.
March.
August, yeah.
March was
March was the
coronavirus.
coronavirus.
Right.
Yeah.
March 1st or 2nd.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, it was.
It just blew everything. The white pine even in the backyard was blown in half.
I don't know if you remember, Ethan and Kaylin, at Great Grandma and Grandpa's house, that there used to be big pine trees back here, and they aren't there anymore. It's sad.
Yeah, very
And
sad.
the trees in the front went all in front of our garage. We couldn't even get our car out of the garage.
Until some fine people came and removed those for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, do you feel like people worked together to help each other pretty well after it all happened?
Oh, I think
Yes,
so.
I think our neighbor in back of us even cut down our white pine, which was also blown in half in the backyard. So, yeah, and everybody seemed to be. The debris, by the time all the trees were cut down and put on the front curbing, they must have been 5 feet high
No, yeah, I think they
With-
were taller than
with
that.
huge limbs.
They were over my head.
And then they had these big tandem trucks with two great big loaders, and the guy that sits in the middle of them with a fork coming down, picking up all those trees and putting them in the back of the truck and hauling them away. They had to do how many? For ours?
At least 3 trips.
At least 3
Just
trips
for
just
us.
to get them off our house.
Just for your yard, and every house in town in
Oh, yeah.
Marion had
Just about every
piles.
house, yeah.
Just about.
Oh, and you know, the other thing that was terrible was that we were without power
Oh yeah.
for 9 days. We
almost.
had no power in the house for 9 days.
Yeah. No electricity.
So we lived off of coolers filled with ice.
Yeah.
We kept all our food in the coolers with ice for 10 days.
Yeah.
But we got by.
You
We listened
did.
to a lot of music
Yeah. How did you listen to music?
We had
with battery.
Yeah, your grandma Chris brought up some C batteries that fit into one of our machines, and we could listen to Andy Williams sing all day long.
That's great. So why, this is the last question, but why would this, because it was in the middle of the country, be considered a hurricane? Have you heard
The
reasons?
force of the winds
Okay.
primarily,
Okay.
And the rain was terrible.
and the rain, but primarily the force of the winds. When you take a big ash tree or evergreen tree like in our front yard, those are pretty hard timbers.
Yeah.
When you get a wind strong enough to break
broke
those
it
in
down.
half, plus there were limbs on the ash tree, and 2 of those were laying on our roof.
Yeah.
And so it primarily was the wind, and the rain just came along with it, so
Terrible.
it was bad.
Was it in the middle of the day?
Yes.
Yes,
But did it get
fortunately.
dark outside?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I rode out 2 or 3 hurricanes when I was in the Navy.
Oh, sure. Well, that'd be an
aboard
interesting
aboard
thing to
our
interview
ship,
you
and
about.
I know in a hurricane you had those big waves besides just the wind,
Yeah.
because it was the wind that caused the waves. And I remember several times our ship getting up in the air on top of one of those waves,
Oh,
and all of a sudden the wave left and our ship came down and bounced on the,
oh,
it just shook the whole ship apart.
Yeah.
Not apart, but,
Felt
so
like
I know what a hurricane is
Yeah.
also.
yeah. Which was scarier?
I think the one on the Navy,
Yeah, that would have
because
scared
you
me
were
to
out in
death.
those big waves,
in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
and I was actually steering the ship on one of them,
Oh my goodness.
and I could look out the front window and see the waves above me.
Uh-huh.
So that was
Wow.
scary.
So hurricanes are a big deal, aren't
Yes,
they?
yes.
Yeah.
But this was scary.
This was
Yeah.
scary.
This
Yeah.
was scary.
I don't think we realized how bad it was until we actually went outside and saw all the damage.
Yeah. And then driving around town, Cedar Rapids,
Oh.
Marion, both, everybody, I don't think anybody got through without it.
Yeah.
There were just limbs and trees down everywhere. It looked like a war zone.
War zone. It did. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I hope you guys are having fun in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to let us know when you get into your new house.
Yeah, need to have your address.
We love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.